Cox.
Thank you, Shawnee. What a day we have in store. What a day we had yesterday here under the big top in Vancouver. Some South African Ben Krause.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Scotland not finding the form. Massive injury problems in Sydney and haven't been able to recover in the North American leg here in Las Vegas and Vancouver.
Follow the referee. We just need to ISO some referee, this referee for a while. So just follow the referee.
Scotland ready?
Going to do two cut.
So here we go with the opening game of finals day in Vancouver at the Canada Sevens, and it's Scott White who gets us underway. And it's brought down by Ayodi. William Barker to Collins Injera. As Kenya will start to get their attacking game going early in the morning here, just after 9:30 in Vancouver. Here's Mbaka once again with a long pass over to his captain, Andrew Amonde. Amonde just brought down there, and a good tackle from Glenn Bryce. Scott White goes in, tries to hold him up, but he must release because the player went to his knees.
Very quick, Ben Krause on the case there.
Here's Injera. Good early possession here for Kenya. And they find a way through deep into Scotland territory now. Injera plays scrum half. Here's Mbaka. He's a real attacking threat. Can the big man Willie get through? 4 meters out now. Plenty of tackling early doors here for Scotland. Kenya just looking for an opening, being patient. Nelson OU can't quite hold on to that one, and chance miss, you got to say, for Kenya.
Yeah, twice Kenya had created opportunities and overlaps, but their skills let them down, as they do here. The ball's knocked on, just not precise enough in some of this passing. We know they've got the pace and the power. It's been all Kenya so far. Scotland will now have their chance.
Yeah, tough day for Scotland yesterday. In the final match, they lost to Russia 10-12, a match they'd be favourites going into. They lost their captain, Scott Riddle, to injury as well. So it's one to shelve and move on as Glenn Bryce feeds this scrum inside their own 22. Here's Scott White. Dougie Fife across to James Fleming. He's the speedster, he's the wheel, so any space for him and he could find an opening for Scotland. Here they come to the near side. So Mark Robertson, silver medalist in Rio last summer. And breaking through for Scotland is Ali Miller. He scored his first career try yesterday, and Miller has another one here in the opening game on day 2.
Good vision from him. Ball came out the back door twice. He just stepped up and couldn't quite believe his luck. Big hole opened up, and he had just enough pace to finish it. He needed a dive at the end. Nice moment for Ali Miller.
Scott White adds the extras with the left foot, so Scotland have the lead, 7 points to 0.
Yeah, not a great deal on here. Just a couple of Kenyans not wrapping up the ball in their tackles, so these offloads eventually created that hole.
Good up-and-coming player, Ali Miller, Scotland under-20s in 2015 and 16. He's a back rower in the 15-a-side game. An engineering student, so good to see some rugby players getting some qualifications off the field as well.
He has a few of them on the circuit. But Scottish rugby, despite yesterday's result, is in really good shape. Some good young players coming through.
And here they come again, wanting to add to the scoreline. Here's White running at the line to Dougie Fife. Dougie Fife scoring those 2 tries in the London Sevens final last season that pulled off their maiden cup final win on the series, and quick hands there from Blake to Robertson. Robertson with the in and away. Can he look for the offload? Yes, he can, but I have to reset here as Kenya set their defensive line. And then Injera's just found a way through there. He's stolen the ball off Scotland, and a bit messy there on the floor from the Scots.
Yeah, both sides right on the edge. As the ruck was formed, there were hands, there was boots in there. In the end, it was Injera who uses his football. And you can see that hands The ruck is technically formed. He lets go. He's allowed to put a boot on it. Watch this from Injera. I don't know if he meant it, but he trapped the ball.
These two last met at the Sydney Sevens. Kenya had the advantage there. 1914, they won that.
Fine.
Scotland last beat Kenya in London on the way to that title last series. Here's Injera. Defensive work from Robertson, trying to pin Kenya down here in their own 22. But William Barker finds some important yardage for Kenya. Numbers on the far side. Can they find them, Kenya? Here's Injera. Decides to go inside. He had the overlap on the outside, but here he is again. Collins Injera. He'll run it up the middle. He scored more tries than anyone in Sevens history. And there's another one. That's number 244.
Well, it continues. Wonderful interplay from the Kenyans. These short balls. Eventually, just a change of angle there off the left shoulder. Beautiful hands. And Injera, as he's done for a decade now, taking advantage.
Successful conversion from Eden Aguero. Also playing his 70th event here, so he's fourth equal with Ben Gollings on the all-time list, and he's doing whatever he can to keep Dan Norton at bay on that all-time try-scoring chart.
70 events and all the great tries, but 70 events, put that in perspective, a week for each one. That's all getting close to 2 years being on the road in a hotel on the World Series.
Tackle!
Yeah, these players, they do an enormous amount of travelling. Play a heck of a lot of rugby on the circuit. Hugely demanding physically on these players. Guys like Collins and Injera have been at it a long time and still going strong. Here comes Scotland. Dougie Fife out to Fleming on the far side. Injera going in for the turnover, and he gets it for Kenya. Good work from Injera there to win it back. 7 each here, but that one's gone to ground, and a chance for Scotland to counter-attack. Here's Robertson, goes the kick and chase. Can Mark Robertson get onto this one? Good work on the ground there from Dougie Fife.
Get back, get
and here's
back.
White.
White.
Can they find the numbers, Scotland? Opportunity on the near side here for Ali Miller, the try scorer. Bit of size about Ali Miller, a back rower in the 15-a-side game. And speaking of size, there's William Barker coming in and winning the turnover there, but penalty Scotland. Here's White. It's Robertson, in fact, in midfield. Can he find Fleming? Yes, he can. Fleming across to Dougie Fife. And Dougie Fife, can he get over? Yes, he can. He dots it down just before the break.
Well, no matter what form of rugby you're playing, crucial moments right before the half and at the start of the second half. This is in the death after the hooter. Not the best pass in the world from White. Does just enough, bounces once, and then reaches out to get that down. Good finish to the first half for Scotland.
Back on 3. The 1 for the kick. 7.
Dougie Fife out of Edinburgh Rugby. Conversion coming, and that'll be just wide. So Scotland will settle with a 5-point margin at half-time. They lead Kenya by 12 points to 7. So we're underway here in the second half of the Challenge Trophy quarter-final. Scotland leading Kenya by 12 points to 7. These are the teams that finish 3rd and 4th in their pools on day 1. Early pressure here from Kenya, and they won the penalty.
Well, again, as you've said, Kenya very strong at the breakdown. Just not technically sound enough for the Scots to keep the possession, keep those phases building up.
That's exactly what Callum McRae was talking about, wasn't it? Don't get isolated on the floor, because these Kenyans will come in quickly and they'll turn you over. Here's Injera. Picked up a try in the first half, gives it off to his captain, Andrew Amonde.
Missed it. Missed it.
They come the same way. Coming around the corner is Oscar Ayodi. Can he flick it over the top? Finds the man eventually. That's Bush and Wale who had to track back. He's actually done well in Wale to get the go forward once more for his team.
Well, the passing's been shocking from both sides.
Opportunity on the far side to William Bucker, and William Bucker, has he got that down? Referee wants to have a look at this. Got over the line clearly, but did he ground this ball? Was there any daylight?
View on that. Yeah, I think.
We'll go to the TMO.
Coming up, just want to
Well,
make
if a man 5 meters away from it wants to have a look upstairs, I'm thinking there may be a problem here. Oh, he may have actually got it back after he dropped it. Let's see if he does. No, that's hit the ground before he gets pressure on it with his hand.
Yes, Moisey. So no try, knock on. No try, knock on.
Well, William Bucker, maybe next time they'll use 2 hands or dive in. He was clearly over the line, done everything right. But he's dropped it cold in Bucker.
It's a tough one. He's looking at it, having to look at his teammates. There he is, holding his hand up.
Sorry, chaps.
Yeah. Give them some sympathy. These teams would have had to have been up by 6:30 a.m. having lost an hour's sleep last night, as we alluded to get ready, to get activated for this match, which is now just before 10 a.m.
Rice beats the scrum, but coming through is Collins Injera. Fortunately falls into the hands of Scott White, and he has booted it way upfield, and the chase is on here. It's Dougie Fife. Dougie Fife, can he chip it through? No, well done from the Kenyans running back. That was a crucial piece of play there, and he's saved a try. Good thinking from Scott White from in his own dead ball area to boot that upfield. There was no one back, of course, for Kenya, and here comes Scotland. They've got a chance on the near side here. Ball goes just in front of Fleming, but can Fleming get around? Fleming, some nice feats from James Fleming, and they've gone coast to coast, Scotland, and that's his 99th try in his career.
Well, he believes in himself. A poor pass, he gathers one-on-one, 5 meters to work in. Just that slight fend, but that strength for a little man. Great finish, and it did come from that wise tactic to get it downfield. Very good chase from Dougie Fife.
He's a clever guy with his kicking game, Scott White. Here he is with a conversion. Under huge pressure they were, kicks upfield. This was the end product. And he is 1 away from the big 100. James Fleming. Hunting down Andrew Turnbull. Gee, he could play. He was fast.
Yeah, you would have thought he'd never even be close to be getting caught, but Fleming's done well. But Turnbull had an instinct for this game that you don't see in many.
Good restart from Scotland. It's fallen into Kenyan hands. Here comes Mbaka. Injera. 17-7 Scotland lead. Good footwork from Mugaisi. Gonzo across to Mbaka. Kenya needs some points and need them quickly. Here's Wanyama, the man they call the animal. And look at him go, he's 5 meters out. Mbaka plays scrum half. Here come the Africans, gap in midfield, and they're through. It's Bush and Wale with a crucial score for Kenya.
Well, this is a lesson of a weighted pass, a push pass by Lugonzo. Pushes him outside. This was the initial challenge on this. Look at this one, just tucked under that swinging arm. But as Kenya regroup, they go through the phases, driving, pumping legs. He stops short. Lugonzo pushes out a nice flat pass. And that ball there pushes him into space. He can get outside the defender.
My apologies, actually Daniel Sakuta with the try there. Conversion comes off the post. But Kenya right back in this, 17-12 inside 2 minutes. So 5 points the difference in this trophy quarter-final. Scotland leading 17-12. Kenya have the ball from the restart. So important, that part of the game, to win it back. And a penalty.
Over there.
Yeah, I'm going to say a lot of volleyball skills on display here. I don't know if it's maybe this natural surface here. It is a field turf pitch. It allows those restarts to go even higher, but lots of spiking of the ball. We saw James Rodwell for England yesterday with a massive spike to keep the ball in play.
Njura gets us started. Here's Wanyama, got the go forward, which led to the previous try, and here he goes again. Big impacts from Wanyama. Njura brings it the other way to Oliech. Lugonzo scrum half. 6 of the Kenyans are all within 20 metres on this side of the field. And cutting through is Frank Wanyama. And he's tied it up here in the trophy quarter-final.
Well, Kenya were determined to work the short side. 3 different occasions they came back working the narrow 15-metre line. When you got power like that, it makes sense. Watch as the ball goes away, it comes back again. Coming back to their right, coming back to their right, and finally Wanyama breaks 2 tackles to get in.
So, crucial conversion for Kenya. Kick this, and they are through to the Challenge Trophy semi-final with the clock ticking into the red, and no problem at all for Samuel Oliech. But we will have a restart, says the referee. Last chance for Scotland.
You see, he was flirting with the dead ball line there, trying to get the conversion as close as he could because he knew it was a crucial one.
2-point advantage for Kenya. Can they retain the ball from this restart? It's gone high into midfield, and they've won it back, Kenya. Brilliantly done, and Collins Njura will chip it over the sideline. So a very astute last few minutes in that game from Kenya, and they have knocked Scotland out. Scotland's problems continue, still without a win, but Kenya move on to the Challenge Trophy semis. They've won it 19 points to 17.